All right, lockdown coaches. Let's just go through real quick how to get started with Zoom. Um, if you didn't see the message in the group, I need to know if you plan on doing any of these live workouts or anything that's live on Zoom, because I have to add you as a co-host, which means I have to get a license, and then I need to email that license to you. So let me know who wants that so I can make sure and buy enough licenses for everybody and then email those out to you. Once you have that, here's how we get started with Zoom. Basically, you go to zoom.com, easy enough. From there, you log in. You'll use the email address that you gave me. You'll create your own password. That's how you log in. You just head to my account, or you can even go up to, there was another thing back that said start a meeting, but my account, you go to webinars. From webinars, we'll have this lockdown coaching virtual workouts, and this is a reoccurring workout, so this should be here for the entire duration. There are no no set times, no set days. This is just a Zoom ID we're going to have for the entire time. So you can go ahead and click start here. If you want more information about it, you can go here, and this is where you can get the link for people to join it. After you do that, you go ahead and just start the webinar. For me, and you probably will have to download Zoom to your computer or the app on your phone. You're going to open it in Zoom. And then this is going to pop up. Your screen will be on. This is through my my computer camera right now. As you can see up here, it automatically starts recording. So you don't have to do anything. This is going to automatically record it when you start. It's automatically going to save it and upload it to a cloud when you finish. And then after it's finished uploading, I'll get a link and I will post it in our group. So I'm going to go ahead and just stop that recording right now, just because we don't need this. Doesn't matter. Okay, so this is our main screen. Once you get in, this is going to be the mute button. So this is if you want to mute yourself. You're probably not going to need that since you're coaching or doing whatever. This is the video screen. Same thing. You can stop your video. There's a way to stop the video, but why would you do that, right? I mean, if you click it, it goes off. But we're going to be coaching, so we're probably going to be on screen. Over here is participants. When you click that button, over here on the right hand side of your screen is going to be a list of all the participants that are in your group that are watching you. So at the beginning, it's great for to leave this unmuted so that way people can talk, people can chat in this area. And the chat, let's see, there's the chat. So now we can chat down here. And so I think that's a great way, as we start, as you get ready to either do your Q&A session or start your workouts, I would go ahead and mute all, so that way everybody will be muted and you're not going to be able to hear everybody in the background. You have an option here to allow them to unmute themselves if they have a question. I would leave this checked, that way somebody can say, hey Michael, I need to know about this or whatever, okay? And so that's pretty much how you set it up. The chat's here. These are the participants. One thing that's cool, and it doesn't work because I don't have anybody here, but if there were some other people that were already in here, say another one of the lockdown coaches, I could go here and highlight their name, and there would be a little button here that said more. It kind of looks like this. And you can click the more drop down, and you can actually make them a co-host, which would allow them to answer some questions. So if you want to team up with somebody else, they could be down here answering questions if anybody had any questions in the middle of the workouts. Okay, so now how do we get started? Basically, we're going to go to these three dots. You're going to click more. From more, you're going to go live on Facebook. Click live on Facebook. That's going to bring us up to another screen. Now here you just click, do you want to go to a group? Yes, I want to post it in a group. I would put Thrive and Survive Health Tribe. However, I'm not going to go live in that right now. I just use a test group. So I'm going to put it live in my test group. That way we're not just having all these test functions, which I think, before you go live, it's a great idea to test this yourself. So create a dummy group, someplace that you can try this out just to make sure you've got it figured out. And that way we're not getting a bunch of test starts in the group. It's going to come here, and there I am. Now you're going to notice that on the screen is a delay. So I think it's probably like a 10 to 15 second delay, but it's still going to go here on the screen. After that, you can post a headline if you want, whatever, Michael's workout, boom, can't spell. All right, and then I'm just going to go live, and it's pretty much that easy. So here we go. All right, and now it's live in what would be our group, but it's on my test group. You can see this live. However, after you get this live, I would go back here into the Zoom, and I would host everything in the Zoom now. Do all your workouts here. That way, you can see if any questions come in. You can see who's here. You know, there's a way here that people can raise their hands if they have any questions. I don't have any people here, but yeah, so the people are allowed to raise their hand. So if they have a question, they can raise their hand. You know, there's options for you know, chimes in and outs. This is mutes people on entry. So you know, a lot of the actions are right here under this more of how you want to run your group. This active speaker view is if somebody has a question, whoever talks, they pop up bigger on your screen. So these are all cool things you want to play around with. Right now, if we had more people in the group, I would be bigger here in a square here, and then there would be a bunch of tiles around the side. And there should be, when you get more people, there will be a tab right up here that will allow you to look in a panel mode, full screen, and so all of your viewing options of your participants are going to be right in here. But since I don't have anybody, that's not going to happen. So those are basically the keys of getting started with these Zoom workouts. And once you're done, you click this button, you stop your live stream. Now it's stopped to Facebook. And that's it. When you're completely done, you just hit stop video. I'm sorry, you hit end meeting, and this is going to end the meeting for everybody. And it's going to ask, yeah, end the meeting for all. Great. So that's pretty much it. A couple of cool things. Here's Q&A. If people have questions, they'll be in here. If you want to add that, they can also be in the chat. And I've had a couple people say, "Oh man, my house is so dirty. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to host anything because I don't have this set up." You can go to virtual background, and now I can host a Q&A in front of the Golden Gate Bridge, or in front of some nice grass, or floating up here in the atmosphere. So it doesn't work quite as well with workouts because there's a little bit of a lag, but you know, that's just a nice thing to have if you're worried about having a bunch of stuff in your background. It'll block that out. So that's pretty much the way you use Zoom. If you have any questions about that, let me know. Reach out. Hopefully I answered the simple aspects of it. But basically, you know, one other thing I would say is, you know, just make sure that you try to test this out. So get that dummy group and test this out before you go live, just to make sure you have it. A couple of key things that you'd want to do before you do your workout. I find it ideal to have my computer about 6 to 8 feet away. I guess your phone would be the same, but put it, you know, set it up where you want to, and go to your workout space to make sure that you have your whole body in the screen, right? You don't want to be up here and doing this kind of stuff and people can't see what your hands are doing or not what your legs are doing. You're like, if I taught a lunge right now, it's not really going to be that beneficial. So make sure people can see your entire body and your entire workout area. So just set that up in your practice. You know, also I would try to check your mic and make sure that, you know, if your computer's far away, that it is loud enough for that you're loud enough that the mic picks it up. And like we talked about the other day in our call, or I guess our first Zoom call, is you know, try to make this as interactive as possible. So, you know, lead the workout, do some exercises. You know, I like to do like a habit of like a third, maybe a half of the workout, you know, just so they can see my form. You know, come up to the screen, man, I'm sweaty, God, this is a tough workout, you know, and just make them feel like you're doing it and, you know, we're all in this together. And then from here, I can look at the screen and just kind of, you know, like check a couple people's forms, you know, even if I don't see anybody doing anything bad, I'll be like, hey, you know, like whatever, I'll make somebody up, like, Scotty, hey, you know, like sit back on your heels on that squat, just so people hear that I'm coaching and they think that they're getting more value out of it. So those are just a couple of things that I like to do. Obviously, this is your workout. Make it your own and do what feels best to you. But that's what I have here for getting started with Zoom. I'm going to go ahead and end this meeting. If you have any other questions, like I said, let me know. And hopefully we can get this up and going as soon as we can. I've seen a couple people on the schedule. So keep it up, guys. Looking forward to getting this going.